Hi, this is Codeweaver. I'm back to play some games. Actually, in particular, I'm going to be playing Stranded Deep. So this is a Stranded Deep morning. Well, kind of morning. Because it's still morning, technically speaking. Whatever. Remember, kids, drink the coffee, breathe the air. Don't get those two confused. All right, so I will switch over to not that. Ooh, I should do some Star Wars Squadrons later today. But right now it is Stranded Deep. This is going to be a fairly, straightforward. I mean, I'm just going to switch straight over into the stream where I've sort of already started up the game. Isn't that lovely? I often wonder how much you can actually see on stream when it's this dark. So let me just do a big old window expand. And okay, that's a fairly faithful representation. All right, so I won't fill too much with those settings. So, coffee is life. So the situation here is that I'm on a nearby island to my main island. My main island is not visible just at the moment, but I'm going to get back there fairly soon. I've got a bunch of stuff in my inventory that I'm going to bring back. I have got a bunch of stuff on board the ship that I'm going to get back in boxes that are simply resting on the raft, which, by the way, is probably bigger than you last saw. I'll give you a tour in a second. Although I may have shown the most of this in the last stream, at the tail end of the last stream. But anyway, the trick here is that I'm going to try to get back in the dark, I suppose. I do have a few things that I want to transport back home from here after this trip. There's some barrels that I found, and I don't think I've been to all the underwater stuff here. This is a fairly pristine island and not that far away from the one that I started out in. So that's a nice find. Mostly what I'm doing is a lot of what I was doing last session, but in the attempt to gather more wood resources for my lodge that I'm building back on the main island. So, yeah, this one might be a little bit story lean. We'll see how far I get into it. If I'm really feeling into the game, then maybe we'll go on the hunt for things. A couple of things to note other than that while I get myself ready to set sail is that the container that I used to have on board here that contained a set of binoculars, and it contained my air canister, what is it, the spear gun, the air-powered spear gun, and all the spears that I made in the last session have suddenly and unfortunately vanished because it probably went overboard when I had an impact with... I gotta try to find the right island here. Hang on a second. When I had an impact on a rival trying to get home at one point, and I don't know where it fell off, and that's extraordinarily irritating, but there it is. So we're trying to go east, which I think means that I'm going towards that island there, which I'm pointed at, so that's good. I'll quickly set down the anchor one more time and make a quick swim in and save it, because if I don't find my way home, I'm going to restore to this point. Because, yeah, I'm not playing this pure roguelike. I've said that before. I do choose to revert major disasters. I'll try to cope with minor ones. Because the game's challenging enough as it is, and I kind of want to build things and see where the story goes, and I don't want to get stalled by, oh, I'm dead. That's always annoying. So, right, so I've just saved the game. And I got my ship saved, anchored in an orientation that I can set out to go, because that just makes life easier. And I will come back here, because, like I said, I'm going to bring these resources back, and there's, like, little bubble areas like over there, and probably quite a few other places, like literally the ship that's underneath me right now, where I have not properly fully investigated, and there might be more resources. So we're going to do a little bit more of that. Blah, blah, blah. You've heard me say this all before. I'm just making stuff up to fill the blanks. Right. So let's get a little bit more accurate on the orientation, and then I will fire up the engines. So I got the engine running. I've gotten better at using the engine. I added some length to this to make it a little bit more stable in the nose. I actually probably should add just a little bit more to this because it remains nose heavy. This tail does not have a lot of weight on it. Either that or I add more girth back here and then just evenly distribute my weight. The game is... You didn't aim that very well. And I got the... Darn it. Can't run the sail and the engine at the same time. They fight each other. Whoops. Can't do that either. I'm just going to go back into... God, I am having a real hard time managing my tech. Alright. Only engine running is the sail, for loose definitions of engine. So I gotta get to this one by heading, I think it's west. And then I gotta head to the left. Hang on, let me just check my compass. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. No, sorry, east, and then I want to head north-ish. Nervous that I should have been heading for that island before turning, but that's okay. We'll find our way home. I've been trying to diligently set up the arrows that I've laid out. Some of them are not accurately pointing because I had to go quite a distance to get to certain islands, and I want to refine those. Okay, so among my options, I'm actually taking this slower than I thought I would. And look at that, there's a ship right underneath us. I'm going to try to avoid hitting some rocks, but the wind is fighting me today. Alright, so I've run aground slightly somewhere here. That's fine. Let's drag it up to sea by hand, hop back on board, and I should not have done that with the sail up. I really should not have done that with the sail up. Right, let's... I do not think that is not the right island. I think I meant to be going... Well, this is going to be an exciting stream. I have already gotten lost. But that's alright. Let's get to this island and find out where it points. So I'm pretty sure this is still within my standard sort of chain of islands, so this will be able to tell me. Yeah, I think the one I want, like my primary island, is just over there somewhere. I have goofed this. Alright, well. Nothing to be done about it. I should have parked this back at home before I left the last stream. I could be using the primary engines. The problem with using the engines, they go, provided I have the sail up, the gas engine, it uses fuel, but it makes you go fast, but it doesn't turn very well. You have this turning radius of a small planetary orbit, which is, okay, hang on, slow down. Suffice it to say, it does not turn very well, but now I have a new problem, because this is telling me... Alright, so I got a campsite, that's all good. This is telling me that my target, because I got off course, my target is actually to the southeast. Now that arrow isn't perfectly accurate, but there is an island in that direction, so it's probably not that one, but the one beyond it. But in any case, we have to head in that direction to get back home. So this is what happens when you lose focus. I could get all like super industrious with come on. With like making a map by hand. I could even actually ask the program. There's a cartographer mode. Oh. That's another... Yes, hang on. This is a freebie, but I'm gonna grab it anyway. I have not been into the stuff on this island. I am slightly appalled. Oh my god, that's a lot of material. I have nowhere to store it. Alright, I can't have all of these on the nose, because that's what happens. So, you know, don't do that. But all of them have stuff in it. And I have no room anywhere else, and I can't carry additional materials. And if I don't have these in my inventory, they're just going to weigh down my ship. Okay, so that's a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this door so that I remind myself I need to go back into it. Redoing on supplies, not so great, and I did not bring additional water. So one of the other things I lost was my secondary clay bottle, which I should make another one of. Okay, we're going to do that when we get home, because this is just getting silly now. So, okay. Gotta get home. Water is a problem. Now we are aiming... Okay, so I said south-southeast, so checking the compass. Yep, we're on route, and now actually we're gonna go into time is now of the essence, so we are gonna definitely do this. And look at us go nowhere in a hurry because we are still caught on something. Really? Do I have the anchor down? Is that the thing? Am I an idiot? Hi, I'm an idiot. Oh well, what do you do? Anyway, we are now in motion, and we're going at a good clip. Provided we do not make the mistake of bypassing a target island, our main island. Right, we don't miss it. We're fucked. Let's boogie. But it's not that island. So we're going to have to pause as we get closer, and just to prevent the boxes from lurching off the ship. Let's do that. And let's take a look at... So there, I think, is an arrow pointing inward. And if you recall, if I have an arrow pointing inward, that means we came from an island out there, but we wanted to tag it on this island. And so that's telling us probably that the way home... Can't even pick up a rock. Is over here somewhere. Alright, so the way home is that direction, probably that little speck of land there, and that's still off to the east-southeast. So that's good. We just ended up sort of 2 islands over, and that's perfectly fine. Interesting. I may have to come back to some of these and research the ground floor, because it's like this might be 1 island away, and I've got bubbles everywhere. Maybe I didn't, you know, didn't really dig that hard into all of the underground stuff on all of my islands. That's all right. I got more interested in building my lodge, to be honest, and once I had the raft a certain size, it stopped being super duper important to collect Oh, see, I lurched because I caught myself caught on something. That's fine. Come on. Come on. Before the sharks get us, let's just get clear of the island. Right. Up we go. Oh, now hang on. We gotta get our bearings here. So south-southeast is actually over there, so... We're caught on something again? Really? Oh, look at that. Holy crap. Okay, no, that's fine. A lot of these places do have rock outcroppings that... So I'll just take this opportunity to reorient us manually. Ooh, and we hit a rock that way too. This is not fantastic, but that's right. Are we pointed roughly the right way? No, we could be a little bit further over. And I hear the shark, so we're going to get on board. We are going to not do that because we need... should we go straight? Gas power. Here we go. Now, when building a raft, incidentally, in this game at present, leaving stuff on deck like this is fine, but you gotta be super careful for a few reasons. One of which is, if you hit anything, you'll lurch and stuff will go flying off the front of your boat. Or if you get bumped from underneath by a shark really badly, then you may end up losing something over the side, in principle. Obviously, the bigger the raft, the less of an actual problem that is. I know what rock that is, because I've run into it a zillion times. Alright. Come on, come on. There we go. We'll just immediately turn on the raft. But you can see, yeah, a lot of stuff got tossed forward. So you do have to be careful. And one of the other things is that the... Oh, hello. Do we have all 5? Yes, we have all 5 boxes. That's not a big deal. Oh, hello. Hello. Right. We're just gonna pull you... into shore, because I didn't realize how close to the... or how turned from the shore I was getting. There we go. One of the other things is because of the way the physics engine is written, and I think they should fix this someday. Oh, I gotta find water. Let's solve that. I am not on the right island. Again. That's alright. I can find water. Oh, I need to find liquid. I need to find liquid. A little bit of juggling. In order to hold on to all of my stuff. Well, that's where I tried to take in too much coconut at once, and now I'm actually in more dire straits than I was before. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we didn't come all this way. We didn't come all that far this trip, so I'm gonna revert back to my previous save, which is back at the island we were just on, a couple steps back anyway. I will try to do better about my navigation. I think I know where I went wrong. I think I assumed I was on a different island than I really was, so I'm going to try a different angle. So the whole reason behind the arrows is, with enough time, I can eventually figure out which island's mine and get back home. That's why I put those down. They're not a perfect navigational tool, obviously, but I don't really like looking at the cartographer for a map, because there is one. I can look at a map of the place. You don't have a map in game. I prefer to stick to the stuff in game, but I manufacture my own way of getting around. That said, I could at the very least draw stuff out on paper. I would allow myself that as an alternative, I suppose. Alright, day 90. Alright, so let's do this thing. Come on. Let me go. Alright, so, sure. That's all the stuff I'm bringing with me, and as you saw at the beginning of the last episode, hey look, there's another trunk. And since I'm not going back to the island where I got that other one earlier, I'm going to take this one with me. And you know what? I know I'm poisoned, but that's okay. It's not really okay, but you'll see why when I get back home. No, you know what? It's silly. I don't need to. I'm not in a position because I saved just now, like 2 seconds ago. There's really no advantage to me curing myself when I get back. But if I'd gone a ways without saving, that might be more important. I should actually play this War of Mine to remind myself what proper roguelike playing is. Or Crying Suns. Or actually the sort of the granddaddy that got me reinterested in them faster than light. Delightful little game. Anyway. That's just a crab. Don't care about the crab. Grab the chest, but let's go wide this way. To avoid the poisonous starfish thing that keeps eating my feet. As annoying as that is. Okay, so let's get our bearings once more. Let's try to do this properly. So, east-southeast is that very faint horizon here. I think I want to try to aim... No, I really don't know. So I went for that one last time, and that's due east. I aim for that one. Well, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's find out. No. Oh, I don't know what to do. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go for this one because I think on this last trip I actually headed west. I think I headed north. Damn it. Yeah, I think I headed west-northwest on my way out. I passed that island and then went straight on to find this one, but I think I've also been to that island on previous trips. And that's where I thought I came in and then had to do sort of, I would have done a right turn in order to get to it. On my way out I had to do a left turn to go back. But I think this time I actually went straight out, so if I'm not completely insane... And I'm afraid there's no guarantee of that. What I need to do is this. And let's just start motoring. So I should be able to pass by this one, but head in roughly a straight direction. Giving it a wide enough berth that I don't run into any of those rocks. And I'll curve in a little bit after the island. And I should be in line for my home island. not that island there. Huh. If I'd hit that at full speed, that would have been a problem. Let's quickly check my compass. Could turn a little bit inward. Leftward. Port. Slight turn to port. This does not bode well. Alright, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for this island and try to get my bearings. Don't know. There's not a really easy way to identify islands from a distance. One of the things I am doing, though, is building a fairly large structure, so that'll be visible at least half an island away eventually. Like half an island, half of the distance between islands. I should be able to see it between islands. That's what I'm saying. Because they're kind of roughly spaced apart even. Oh, hi. Hi, buddy. You're super adorable. But the lights, the little beacons that I've got dotted over my main island. Now here's the question. They're not visible from a great distance. Here's the question. Have I landed on an island I've already got a colony on? Yes, I have. See, this is what happens when you're careful-ish. Now, I usually have an arrow, and if I don't have an arrow, then I at least face roughly the direction I want to return to. See if I've got an arrow. I have an arrow. So from here, I want to head, actually pretty much northwest. I'm okay with that. I do have any room? I have room for sticks. I could actually pick up these 2 sticks, so why don't we do that? Because, you know, why not? I'm not going to bother saving, because if I have to start again, it's no benefit for me to start here versus my original location. Northwest it is. Northwest it is. Again, those arrows aren't perfectly accurate, so that's why I occasionally miss. And I try to refine them when I find that they're legitimate errors. Oh, but there is an island roughly in the northwest direction up there. So let's head in that direction first, because if it's not a prime area, it's likely to be one of the first rings. First of the ring islands. An island amongst the... You know what? I'm going to stop speaking now. I can't words today. Hi, second viewer, whoever you are. So, cannot words today to save my life. However, I'm being brain dead because now that I got a good line on this thing, I can totally use the gas engine. I got plenty of fuel, so let's just book it. Fairly lovely. If you recall, though, I am getting a little low on water from the last time I attempted to make this run, so at least be cognizant of that fact. Wow, I must have gotten seriously off course. Alright. That's okay. That happens. Especially when you're crossing far enough that the distant islands are basically over the horizon, as it were. You have to start doing dead reckoning. Okay, this is, again, not my island. I got badly off course, but I will have laid a breadcrumb trail back to home. I'm gonna take it in unpowered to make sure I don't ram anything too hard. Lower that. See if we can make our way home. Did I leave myself a breadcrumb trail on this island? Maybe. I left myself some more sticks, which may have been nudged by the denizens of the island. 3 sticks in a pile like that is kind of conspicuous. Funny thing is, though, I'm not seeing evidence of... This ridge seems familiar. I think I've been here before. Yep, there we go. I knew it, and I have spare sticks on the far side for some reason. Alright, that is likely my island right there, and it is in fact due north of us, or near as much as makes no difference. So... I'm going to stay out of the forest because I can't see any snakes that happen to be on the surface. So I'm going to go north. Just right through the island. Alright. That means I'm going to take a wide berth, but that's alright. I am not getting anywhere near you because A, I don't need the meat, and B, you hurt me if I don't kill you, and I'd rather not kill you, so... Really? Oh... That's less good than it could be. The physics engine occasionally, when you get close enough to things, like sort of activates and then it tosses everything's lunch about a bit while it resolves. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happens often enough that it then puts me in the awkward position of, hey, where are all my crates? One of which has clearly gone to the bottom of the ocean. Isn't that dandy? So let's just do a little cleanup. This is why you always want to make an accounting of what's on board the ship. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have the 5th that's gone overboard. But the lantern survived, so I don't have to go hunting for that. But that could actually be handy in helping me find that other canister. So here we go. Let's... Oh, lovely. Where are you? That, thank you very little. Okay, this is a new crisis because I don't want to lose a crate full of stuff. If it got lurched forward and through the... So let's do some judgment here. If it... lurched forward and either through this hole or off the side, then it's going down into this crevasse. So, really? Bleeding now? I don't have time for this. Okay then, and there's the thing. So okay, I'm gonna have to be careful. Except I haven't been careful so far. So let's leave the lantern up there. Except with the lantern, I can't see diddly squat down here. All right. All right. I am annoyed. But I also have too much stuff on board, so I'm gonna have to. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna drop that. We're gonna drop that, and we're gonna drop that. Can't leave them on deck forever, but I need some leeway in carrying, so we're gonna go back down here, find the box, because I know I had only the cases and the lantern on deck loose. That means I am now back in business. Right. I actually want you on deck. I gotta quickly rearrange you guys. Oh, what a pain. I did not get hosed by, unless the shark did that to me, but I'm fairly certain what happened was all of the objects were in a state of tension when the physics system locked down because I walked away from it, and when the physics system came up again, it released that tension in a way that was kind of spectacular. Don't like taking this out of game, but that is likely what happened. So I've just got to cope with it. So here we go. I am poisoned and bleeding, and I want to go home. So I needed to go north. So that's going to be through the island, I said. But not horribly through the island, so I can probably go through that gap. And I even think I know which island chain I'm on based on the position of some of the items here, but that doesn't help you. So let's reorient. Oh, hi. This way the game have bad rating. This explains a lot. Well, okay, if you say so. I quite enjoyed the game. But your mileage may vary. One of my favorite games this month right now. I mean, I've been playing it for years, so. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Very cathartic game for me, very relaxing. I enjoy sailing between the islands, I enjoy the building aspect, and I'll eventually get into the story part of this section and see if I can finally defeat the game. A lot's happened since the last time I played this. Alright, onward. Oh, I can actually up my speed by undoing the sail, and there we go. Let's get some actual speed going on this mission here. Yes! I found my home island at long last. Huzzah! My navigation skills have held up. I want to buy it, but trying to find the game trying to find out why the game has low stars. I don't know. You tell me. I've played a lot crazier, worse put together games than this. I'm pretty fault tolerant to games, though. I enjoy it. I don't know what to tell you. Other people's low stars are not my problem. But that being said, the best way to find out if it's a game you'd like to play is, I guess, watch somebody else play it. You know, there's not a lot in terms of spoilers here because I haven't dug deep into the story part of this. You're just seeing stuff that I've done in the game. I find that often a lot more productive than star ratings on random sites. So, right, but you know, your mileage may vary. So, let me sort out some of the stuff that I collected. Oh, and I'm going to have to deal with the fact that I hurt myself. Okay. Oh, I got too many things to do at once here. So let's drop off stuff we can really quickly drop off. The stuff on the ship is safe for the moment. I'm going to need that for bandages. I can unload the duct tape because, oh no, I'm going to need the duct tape for bandages too. In fact, what do I actually need for bandages, if I recall? You do consumables. Oh, right, I need rope. Well, that's simple enough. Rope. Then, consumables, bandage, because stupid shark hurt me. I will say though, in terms of like for me, this has a lot of replayability because I like sandboxes, and as long as I'm feeling in that kind of mood, this kind of thing suits me. There's not a huge story, although there is a story finally I think that gets you like rescued, but it's not really a thing I majorly shoot for. I like building stuff. This is a very low-key game for me. It's got enough challenge to keep me occupied, but if you want something with like high story or something and big quests, this game isn't for you. This is totally, you know, it's a survival game, but it's all of its focus has sort of been in environmental stuff and building stuff, and team doing it is not very large. My mad props to the people who can make something this big with so small a team. But anyway, all right, turns out I did not need this. So now, let's go quickly unload all of this and get back out onto the ocean. Oh, I have more of that. More rope, which I can store in my rope container. Got a spare flashlight, which I'll carry over to the flashlight area. Rocks. These are all tools. So, you're full. You are not full. I really should bring over a container for the label makers because those are just left loose. So we'll just leave those loose. But we can put the flare gun. Nope, that's for the hammers. Hammer. Glasses. Where are the flares? Where did I put the flares? They're at the tail end. They are at the tail end, and I do not have a spare container. No. All right. Fortunately, I have a million empty containers. Alright, we're gonna have to... I guess I can put it here for the moment, but... I guess I kind of understand why people, you know, rate stuff for problematic controls. I've always been fairly tolerant of control stuff, and as long as the gameplay is satisfying, I don't really care if all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. I mean, I don't like it interfering with my gameplay. I'll give you that. If that catastrophe earlier on with the boxes going everywhere was a bigger deal, like if I'd actually lost stuff and that happened repeatedly, okay, that's fair enough. I'd probably get a little bit ticked, but anyway. Blather. Let's figure out. So I had rocks in one of these. In fact, that's so full of rocks, I'm literally just going to put it in my pile of rocks. I gotta get this organized. This is silly. These are all rocks, and I'm gonna need that for rocks and rock-based accessories. I'm gonna need that for additional axes and knives and the like. So let's The game could use a better sort of stacking option, but so be it. I'd like to say I've gotten really used to it, and then I go and knock my own boxes over. This is very much your sort of, you know, Skyrim style physical object manipulation. But I have gotten okay at it, so I can live with that because it's not the focus of the game. The game doesn't really care if I leave these lying around. I'm just doing this to satisfy myself. So, there. There. Oh, nope, come on. Come on, don't be annoying. Go. I will start a new row, so I can get these at least 4 high without being too much of a nuisance. Right. I think that's the last of my rocks. I did not think I had this many rocks. I was... God damn it. Too annoying. Alright, yeah, okay, that was slightly annoying, but I also got sloppy, so what do you do, right? You know what, I can just leave this like this. It's not super important, and I'm going to have more box rows anyway. So, I don't need... I was a little bit worried I was going to have to go actually mining for rock on the surface sort of rock piles, but I got so much rock here, I really don't need to. So save that. Oh, and I was running out of water, if I recall. Oh, that's not good. I could have been on, you know, death's door there for a moment. The game is a little bit expensive. I need to know if it's worth it or wait for a better discount sale. Okay, so it's still in, is it in early access at this point? That is a very good question. Yeah, 0.75. So it's considered still in early access. So it's a fair point to say, for being an early access game, I think this is phenomenal. I think it's a fantastic game, but it's also my style of game. Like I said, if you're into very questy stuff, or you need a bigger point other than straight survival, and you really don't like there is some grind to this. I take it philosophically because I like touring around and building stuff and, you know, seeing the environment and whatever. That being said, you know, I won't do this forever because it is what it is, and it doesn't pretend to be anything different. I would say, if you are unsure, if just seeing someone else play it doesn't make you go, ooh, I want to see if I can pit myself against that in particular. I like the environment, I like the world, I want to get right into it. If it doesn't grab you right away, I would say wait for a sale. I would actually say wait for a sale to see if you can find one. But it is early access. It has gone on sale once or twice before, I'm pretty sure. So I guess that would be my recommendation. If you're unsure and you need to be careful, then sure, by all means, wait for a sale. But hey, glad you're here to see a little bit of it in action, though, to help you make that decision. There are, by the way, other games that are also very good in this vein. The other one I like doing, which has more of a multiplayer bent, is Raft. It's another fantastic game in sort of the tropical survival thing, except all of your building and activity is done on a raft. You can do it solo play, but its big win is that you can play it multiplayer, which this does not have. At least it does have, I think, local multiplayer, which you can maybe jerry-rig over the internet, but it really doesn't have like a proper multiplayer like Raft does. So that is Raft's big thing. I like playing Raft with friends. It's great in that vein. So check that out too, as an alternative. And I think there's one or two other tropical survival games. Those are the only two I've played recently, though. This one and Raft. Okay, so small pile of supplies for munchies. How am I doing on water? Water and food is down as well, so grab a couple of munchies and let's eat a little of that. I didn't... Okay, actually the rain is good because it'll fill up my water without me having to use resources to distill water. Got lots of great rain on my trees and crops, and the reason for anybody watching us after the fact, that's a little loud. Hang on. Turn it down just a bit. I can tell you that as, you know, straightforward as the sort of the graphics of the storm are, it makes me feel wet. This makes me feel like I'm in a storm that I don't want to be in. I do have some herbs for the poisoning, so if I do get poisoned and I don't want to just revert to a save, I have now solved that. I've also added, since the last time I showed anybody this, some additional water collectors, and I do have an empty water bottle that I use just for here. And in fact, I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to collect some water from these into here while I can, because those are just going to get filled up by the rain anyway, so I'll have extra water. Don't need more fuel yet. Yeah, don't need to worry about the farms just at the moment. Raft, yeah, Raft you don't have the PS4. That's unfortunate. And I don't know what platforms it does come out on. If it ever does come out for the PS4, though, I suggest you get it. It's a good game. Yeah. Okay, so where was I? Save now, save often. So I want to go back to that island eventually, and I know how to get there from here, so hopefully this time I won't get quite as lost. Oh, I still have boxes to unload. So very quickly, let me do that so that I can just, you know, get that out of the way. So I've got a couple of empties here, right? I'm not going to take all of my boxes back. So if I'm careful, I can actually stack these without having to drag them around. One, nope, that didn't work. Two, close enough. There we go. And I'll just scooch that over, and scooch that back. And there's all my empty containers, so that's good. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But I have all these guys up here to empty, so let's quickly empty those so I can get on with my life. That one is an empty, or sorry, is a pistol. I can make that empty. All sorts of sticks. Start with that. I need a metric boatload, of sticks for building my my fort over there. Which, no, I have no reason to do that in game terms, except you know, you just don't have to do it. Principally, you could live out of shacks like this forever. I'm just doing it because I want to. I'm gonna make it, you know, a couple stories, 3 stories tall, maybe a rooftop deck. I'm just amusing myself. Very good question to ask is, hey, why don't you just do all this stuff in, like, Minecraft? You can build all this stuff over there. I don't know, I just never got into Minecraft. It's not really my aesthetic. I really appreciate it as a technical feat. It is fascinating software from a technical point of view, but it just doesn't grab me. For me, oh, hey, look! Haha, there's my other water bottle. I must have accidentally stuffed it in here when I was unpacking it on a previous trip. Alright. I will take that as an unexpected bonus. Right. I need absolutely huge amounts of wood. And rapidly clickety click click to grab those out of there. If I run out of space I have, anything I can temporarily drop, I will temporarily drop my axe here and pick it up on my way out because I want to grab those and unload it. Save now, save often. Let's go drop a lot of stuff. Fibrous leaves for creating my rope and distilling into water after boiling the leaves. Or drying them anyway. More sticks. I need a million of these. I'm going to need a pile 4 times that big to complete my building. It's going to take a long while to do it, but that's okay. Like I said, for me it's a bit of game catharsis. So. Yes. I'm going to have to rebuild my air gun, air spear gun. Because I do not have... Alright, so 1... I can't hold any more water. It's already got water in it. Don't even have to do that. That's cool. Flare gun. So, I mean, ultimately, my goal for this, aside from building my home away from home, because, you know, nothing says get rescued like getting rescued at a 5-star resort, is eventually, I think, aside from battling a few big bad beasties out there, there's a storyline that eventually involves building a contraption that can get you out and away from all of this. And I'm not going to go into all that because I'm not really into spoilers, and I haven't seen it myself. I have never done the Tale story end of this game, and I plan to. Yeah. So I know some details because I've been watching the development of this game unfold, but I don't know the specifics of the gameplay, and so I'm excited to get to that eventually. And I've only battled one evil big bad beastie in this game ever in a much earlier version, and it was bloody hard. But it was a lot of fun. Oh, hello, I'm still poisoned. That's a problem. I don't have that much health left. I'd forgotten I was poisoned. Why didn't anybody remind me I was poisoned? Because then if you're obligated to do that. I need the PP plant. Oh, I can't. I don't remember getting poisoned this round, but... This is a new crisis. Okay. Well, isn't that lovely? You might be witnessing the end of the stream. I hope not. I should be able to find a PP plant in short order, but okay, okay, so I now have a new mission. I've got to unpoison myself. I gotta cure myself. So to do that, I need a coconut. From somewhere. Somewhere over the palm tree. Way up high. Hang on, come on, where are you? Gotta be at least one. I haven't eaten all the coconuts here and they replenish themselves. What the heck is going on here? There we go. Alright. I need this and I need rope to create a specific kind of canister that I can use to hold the medicine. I wish I hadn't. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of scary. Why can I not create? There we go. And a coconut makes coconut flask. And now I need, for my coconut flask, an herb from the PP plant, which is apparently not grown in my plot of land since I planted it. So I actually have to find it in the wild, and that is going to be a fun challenge because I don't think there's any on my primary island. All right, that's exciting. It's kind of exciting. I really wish I didn't have, but I suppose what that means is what I really wait a minute, did I? No, it's done here. Okay, so new crisis. So in the interests of crisis, we are going to immediately save, because that's now going to be we've got to get to an island with a PP plant, sort of resource panic. We're going to undock, throw myself immediately out into the wild. Come on, fast as you can, please. Thank you. Up. Get sailing right now. Go, go, go. Myself aimed at the island using my rudder. The screen of the game be so clean. Yes, actually it's a very pretty game. It's got I mean, obviously you saw one of the hiccups earlier, but that being said, that, you know, this game is just beautiful. I like going into this game just to be in this space. It's relaxing. The fact that I'm poisoned right now notwithstanding, but beautiful sunrises and sunsets, lovely oceanscapes, lovely little islands. Yeah. That's one of the reasons I like it. It's got game, but it's also kind of lovely. Oh, and that moment just after sunset before the moon rises where it's ridiculously dark. Alright, let's hope we can find the plant I need on this island. Or this is going to be real short. I think we're likely to find it on... Uh-oh, there's a crab, which I did not need. Oh, that's really bad. Yes, thank you. I'm going to be doing a lot of reloading to find this plant, I think. And there's me dead. Well, I didn't even have to reload. Alright, so this is going to be the part where I have to be... Oh, this is the part where I have to be quick, and I have to find a particular plant to keep myself alive. But that's okay. I don't mind that as a bit of a challenge. And if I hadn't have gotten hit by that, I would be okay. Oh, press any key to continue. I'm being silly. Why don't I just press any key to continue? Yeah. Loading scene. Go, go, go. Get me back in here, because I gotta go find something to save myself. So that makes it even trickier, because I don't have a whole lot of health left, and I have to do this effectively in the dark. Okay, let me think about how I want to do this. Let me try. Okay, if I'm careful, I can go back to the same place. Why not? Alright, back up. Get me back up, please. Thank you. Actually, if I have half a brain, what I'll do is I will take my lantern with me, because I have one on board, if you recall. Did I actually pick up my axe? I did not. Let's make sure I have that in hand, and I will actually also have the lantern in hand. Really? Are you going to let me pick that up? Thank you. Good. Yeah, 90 days isn't bad. If you can get past about 20 days and you've got yourself established with like a main island where you're collecting most of your stuff, maybe. I mean, I like to have a central island. Other people might want to play with something a bit more decentralized, but if you can get past 20 days and have a regular source of food, food supply other than just coconuts, and you know how to do that reliably, then look at that, got caught up in a rock. Great. Then you're probably doing okay. 90 days is actually... There's only one other game that I've done, one other attempt through this game that I've done quite a number of... Probably about 2 years ago now, that went about this long. And that was early enough that the game's changed quite a bit since then. Alright, got my lantern. Let's go looking for plants and try to avoid animals. Need a plant. Need that specific plant, and I might not get it here, so that's going to be another kind of exciting, because I'll have to race off. Oh, there's the snake, and I want to give that a wide berth, because I do not want to get bitten again. I don't really have time to be fighting it either, so... Little piglet. Boot it up into here to see if I find anything interior-wise. I don't think so. Oh, except for the boar, and I really don't want to piss the boar off right now. Big Boar is a tough character without a bow and arrow, which I also have, but not here. Okay. Okay, scratch that. We're gonna have to find another island. Where can we go from here? We came out at this one, so there should be one directly over there somewhere. Let's go and let's go and check it out. Turn you around. Are we clear of the island? We're clear-ish. We'll use the sails to do our little micro-maneuvering, and we're caught on something. Come on. Whoa! Okay, words to the wise. Don't do that with the sail open, because your ship will suddenly very much get away from you. Alright, we're caught on that rock. That's fine. Come on. Come on. Up you go. All the way over. Come on. I've got a very, very long raft. This takes a moment. There. Yeah, I think it's free floating now. Are we clear of everything? We are effectively clear of everything. Time to spark the engine up and see if we can find another island that hopefully has the plant we need. Oh, I think actually is that where I wanted to go? No, I think that's back home. Alright. Hey, we got a whale buddy out here. Hi, buddy. Alright, there's an island ahead of us. We're going to see if it has the plant that we need. Hopefully we survive that long. Eventually I will find the plant I need amongst the first islands that are outside, just outside of my own. But it will take a moment to find it. That's lots of fun. I'm an idiot. I should have done this the minute I landed home. And you know why that's taking so long? Because I have the sail down. Can't do both. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. How's our fuel? Oh, we're alright. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go with the boxes lurching forward again because I ran aground. Okay, that's fine. That's just momentum. I'd be sorely disappointed if they didn't lurch forward after smashing into something at, like, 30 kilometers an hour. Alright. Let's go in by sail. So we have easier turning radius. That's close enough. I'll just pull it into short because I want to go sideways. Come on. Come on. Straight on in. I've got a plant to find. I may have to double the number of farming plots I have for that particular plant because this was entirely my fault, but I should not have let that happen. Best laid plans of mice and men, gang after glay. As the Old English says. How are you? Haha! Okay, quickly. Antidote. Take the antidote. I'm cured! Huzzah! That was a little frightening. Okay, so, let's see, what can we do here? Let's actually head immediately back home to prep for a new trip. Let's not try to get cocky and do another thing while we're out here, because I think that's risking too much. I just desperately want to make sure I get back home. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for the campsite I have on here and get a bearing on where home is. There's my campsite. That's the arrow I left for home. And I think I can just see it off in the distance. I doubt it's showing up on screen. But in any case, we don't need to rely on visuals. We have a direction, and I'm pretty sure that my home is roughly off to the northeast. So we are headed off to the northeast. And if I can get home, that means I'll be cured. I won't be under this panic. And I can properly set off for another resource gathering mission that doesn't suck completely. And I know exactly where I'm going with that, too, because I have some barrels I want to pick up, because having spare barrels isn't a bad thing in case I want to increase the size of my raft. And there's also some underwater stuff I want to pick up, too, so... Oh, no. No! No! Oh! Oh, that is terrible! Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. That was, and actually that was my fault, because literally my save point I could have saved was right there on the island, and I was a dumb son of a bitch. Okay, but the thing is, I know exactly what island that was. So, I'm guessing that I'm back on my main island, and this time I can do it right. I can get out there, get my medicine, and get back all in the space of about 10 minutes. And that's fine. I could have done that better if I'd been smarter. Yeah, I have to do the cure again, because I did not save when I was out there, because I was dumb. That was entirely on me, okay? That was my fault, but I know where I'm going. So, this time I don't have to search for it. I know exactly where I'm going. I already have the flask, you'll notice, so I don't have to do the flask part of it yet. I literally just have to get to the island, and I know which island it is. It's that one right there. So, off we go. Let's just go. Go, go, go. Go, go. No time like the present. Let's go. Let's just get ourselves aligned, and we're going to go straight into gas engine, and I'll nip over there. See, the fact of the matter is, I shouldn't have had... This was... Am I moving at all? Or am I caught on something? No, I'm moving. Okay, that's fine. I screwed that up, and if I'd had half a brain and had planned at all what I should have done, I should have saved when I was on that island and about to head back, in case I died. But more to the point, I should have had more ability to make antidote on my primary island. So, you live, you learn. This is what happens when you play survival games. If you don't do the smart thing, you die. But I've got, I don't visit islands without leaving a campsite, so if I've ever been to one of these islands, I'll have a campsite I can save on. So my save points are literally everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And I'm booting it as fast as I can to the island. I will literally be there in less than 60 seconds. Come on. Yeah, this is the island. Because I had the Tall Pines Island behind it, and I came in from that direction, so I'm pretty sure this is the right island. Or if it's not, I'm going to have crow. Egg on my face. I'm going to have to eat crow. Good God, mixed metaphors. Alright, let's... Got caught up on something here. Did not lose any of my cargo, though. Come on. Come on. I do have a shark being pissed off at me, though. Come on, come on. Get me in closer to shore so that I'm not fighting a shark. Alright, that'll do. That will do. This time with less stupid, please. That's the Ajuga plant. I don't need the Ajuga plant. I need the PP plant. There we go. Alright, so there you go, like I said. And I am now... Am I cured? No. Why am I not cured? Can I not create the... Oh, there it is. Create the antidote. Store the antidote. Take the antidote. All cured. Now let's do what I should have done last time and save the darn game. Right here. Literally right here. Alright, there we go. Saved. So now I can just race back. So it took me only that amount of time to fix the problem once I found the plant. Because that was the crisis, right? The crisis was... I didn't know where to find a plant because the ones that I'd planted back at my campsite for this purpose hadn't grown yet, and I should have more. So I'm going to, among the many things I should fix, I should fix that problem. I should, oh, I didn't even clamp this thing down when I docked. Alright. Retrieve. Make sure the sail's up so that the thing doesn't race away from me. Yeah, super easy to make myself an antidote once I found a plant. I was already prepared. Alright. And I think I'm headed back in that direction. So, here we go. Nope, don't want to do that. Want to go over to here and just power through this. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully I got the right direction because I didn't check my compass. I think I just see it on the horizon out there. Just barely. Dim pixels on my screen. But as I get closer, it should be quite a lot more easily visible. So I'm booting it back home. That was a no-fuss thing. That I could have saved myself some time if I just bothered to save the game, but there we go. So among the things I want to do when I get home now, I'm going to make sure I'm fooded and watered. I'm going to make sure that I don't die. Because, you know, that would be a nice thing. And I'm going to make sure that I have the supplies ready to prep for another 2 garden plots for that poison antidote, because of all the things that could cause me problems, that poison is amongst them. And you can see I've set out beacons on various points along the shore and on craft out in the water there, so that when I get close enough, I always know this is my island. I make sure that this is as lit as I can reasonably make it. So, yay, I am home. And I'm feeling the better for it. And I am not dying. So, I've spent the last, good God, almost since the beginning of this stream, about 45 minutes, well, at least 45 minutes of my hour stream, trying to cope with minor disasters. But it's all good. It's all good. This is what survival games are about. Save the game. Save now, save often. Make sure I immediately get some water into me. How am I doing on water? Actually, not that bad, because I did water up before I left. So, almost there. That's good for water. I'm gonna make sure that oh yeah, I got plenty of stuff being distilled for water. Food. I'm not too bad for food. And now I'm really, really good for food because I just had a nice chunk of crab that I'd smoked earlier. Okay. Everybody take a deep breath. With coffee. No, don't breathe the coffee. Drink the coffee, then breathe. These are important things to remember. Alright, so let's go and take a look at and plan out what I can do about this. So everything's got lots of water, so that's okay. I need another 2 plots. That's what I really need, because I need to be able to grow more of this in case there's ever a problem. So I'm going to want to figure out how to build another 2 plots before I do anything else, because that was scary and I can't have that happening again. And I don't want to go hunting out into the wild just to find that. So hang on. So farming. Where's the farming section? Please, farming. That's vehicles. Farming. I do the wood crafting plots, so I need 1 rope per and 4 sticks per. So I'm going to need 2 rope and 8 sticks. So let's go do it. Right. So, I am temporarily, so I'm not carrying it around, I'm going to put my water bottle inside one of these crates. So that's fine. And I'm going to make sure, oh look at that, I never picked that back up again. That I'm going to want to keep on my person. Yeah, great. You'll notice I save 1,000,000 times, and ironically that's the reason why it took me some extra time to get cured, that I didn't do that. And I'm not picking up sticks. I am being a little bit dunderheaded today. Alright, so 2 rope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Verify they're in my inventory. Let's go get the hoe, which is here. And let's plant another 2. I want to do it lengthwise? Let's do it lengthwise. Yeah. I think I want to do it lengthwise. Find a nice sort of aesthetic balance to that. If I build another one, it's going to be off the end of the beach here, but that's okay. I can live with that. Can't have everything nicely perfect. That's not the way real life works. So, come on. There we go. All right. Problem is, it doesn't have water, and we don't have the PP plant seeds to put in there. I might have spares though. Yes, I do. Look at that. And that was kind of brain dead of me. I could have just gone there to cure myself, but well, what do you do? I'm an idiot. I'm okay with that. All right, so I planted the 2 of those. Get these up to snuff for watering. That's fine. Grab some of this to fill the container back up again. And because I've got so much water here, I'm going to risk that it's going to rain before these drain, because that way I don't have to waste resources refilling it. If I really get industrious, maybe I'll build another set of water collectors so that I can always depend on rain as my source rather than sort of force extract water from plants. All right, so, oh, look at that. And now the PV plants have finally come back. You know what that means, though? That means I can put those guys back in here as backup. And that's fine. You live, you learn. Because right now I actually have, these are all spoiled, but they're good for planting. And so I keep backups in here in case the water on these dries out and I forget to like water them and they dry out and die. I always have backups. I can completely restore my garden within about 2 cycles of growth in case the disaster happens and I lose absolutely everything. I am now self-sustaining. Like I have a backup, so I can get myself out of trouble. Because yeah, surviving in this game is mostly about, like, initially it's about just surviving, but it's then, you know, it's about building backups into your routine. All right, where are we? I've got water and I've got food. That water bottle I don't want to have here. I want to have this. This is my spare, and that has to stay by the garden. And actually, I want to get rid of the hoe as well. All right, so you are going over by the plant watering hole, and the hoe. Actually, the hoe can live here too, because that's nice. That looks okay. That looks like it's sort of semi-intentional. I'm getting sloppy with these, so I'm just going to put these back. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. I'm not much of an organizer, but actually I'm more organized in this game than I am in real life. Go figure. Guess it's not super surprising. All right. I want to go back to the island that I had the barrels on and that I have not yet extracted all the underwater treasures from, or resources from. Loose definition of treasures, right? These stills are all good for producing water. I could do with a little bit of extra water, so how's that? Yeah, okay. And then there. Hey, and I got another thing I can do. I can bring fruit. That's grown up, and that's grown up, and that's grown up, and that's grown up. And now I have something that is both a food and a moisture, like a water source. And I will use that as my first food when I get to where I'm going. Right, so let's get going. Do I want to go now or in the morning? How close are we to morning? I could sleep until morning rolls around, right? Guess I can. All right. So here's the sleep mechanic. If it's not super close to dawn anyway, you just sleep, and then it's super close to dawn. No muss, no fuss. Save the game. And you can see that it is 4:22. I've lost a little bit of water and food, so I'm going to quickly top that up before I leave. Because it takes me no time at all to do that. Alright. Let's go do the thing. Let's go do the thing. Let's go have an adventure where we actually collect some stuff and not do stuff in a mad panic anymore. Sail is up, so it's not going to race away from us. Alright. So let's anchor again for a second until we get our bearings with the compass. So the place I want to go to is, I think, I may have to wait until it actually becomes dawn. There's the first tall pine island. Right about there, I think off to the southwest, is the island we just came from. And off to the west is the first target island we want to hit, but we actually don't want to hit that one. We want to hit the one on the other side of that. So I'm going to go west, and if I screw up, I've already just saved the game, so I can always reload if I get into a really serious pickle. Or I could get stuck because I'm caught on something, so let's just fix that. Come on. Come on, get out there. Did I mention my raft is unreasonably, annoyingly big. But it does help for stability. Having played a good chunk of this game on a much smaller and much more unstable raft, this is actually a boon. Alright, let's pull it away from the island completely. Alright, there we go. Dawn is approaching. We'll be able to see dawn from the raft, which is actually genuinely, legitimately pretty. Alright, one of the weird bits of physics on this, which I would prefer they fix, is that if you pick up something while it's attached to the raft, it tends to drag, or while you're moving on the raft, it tends to drag behind you, a bit like a sock. And while that might be true on a like a rocket sledge, it's actually not terribly realistic here. But you're not. I mean, I don't know. Don't move things when your craft is moving, I guess. Like, it doesn't really bother me that much. All right, let's make sure we're headed in the right direction. So it's actually not that island we're after; it's that one. So we're actually a little off course. But that's okay. That's the one we came from. That's where we got cured. But what we're actually after is the one on the other side of the moon here. They have to fix that too. It used to be that the moon went further down before it disappeared. They'll have to, you know, I may ping them about that. They should have the moon descend further towards the horizon before it finally vanishes. It's a little distracting is all. But boy, howdy is that ever pretty. Whoa. Oh, gotta take the sail down. It's my bad. I'm forgetting my own procedure. There we go. Now we're gonna go lickety-split. Just want to double check something. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure I didn't lose the so I could see all 5 boxes, I couldn't see the lantern. And we are booking it. So we are not after this island, actually. We're after the one that's sort of exactly past it and along the same heading. Well, not exactly past it, but you'll see what I mean. Do 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 do. Every dang time. A lot of these islands do have sort of reefs out in the middle of them. Didn't lose anything though, and let's actually move things a little bit further up. Well, what do you do? Here's an idea. Know where the rocks are around your islands, because anybody operating a boat should know to... What the? Did I literally step on top of a shark? Is that sort of what we're going for here? Okay. Sail is up, right? All right. All right. Pop back up onto the surface. Let's do a thing. Now I'm in a bit of a quandary because I think it's that island over there, west-northwest, I'm heading for, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to find out. It's going to be exciting. So I got knocked off course by that. Oh, and there's more rocks under the surface, so let's not run into them because there's literally a ship right there that I should go diving for at some point. Although I think I got everything out of that one. Let's just take a leisurely sail here because I want to make sure that I didn't lose my bearings. Ooh, that's tough. I don't know whether or not that's the one. I know that's the one I initially aimed for, but where did I end up going? Well, we're going to find out. Because it's either that one there or it's the one off in the distance over there. Okay. To head back, I basically want to head back that direction, which is sort of south-southeast. I say west-northwest originally, so that should actually be, might actually be that one over there, west-northwest. And I can't go back in my stream to actually check it out. Oh well. Exciting times. Let's find out what's on this island. Because I know where I came from, and I can always just set up a new base here if it's a new island that I haven't been to yet. Yeah, this isn't the one I was on when I very first started the stream, I don't think. I think this is off to the right, as it were. I should actually be over there somewhere. But that's okay. That's okay. Because strictly speaking, I don't need those barrels right away. That's fine. I can actually use this as I can build a new base here if I don't have one already. Although I do have a base here because I've been here before. That's actually a good thing because it means I'm not as lost as I think I am. Because it's one thing to be somewhere new when you intend to go somewhere new. It's quite another when you don't intend to do it. Alright, so that's fine. And if I'm not mistaken, where did I leave an arrow here? I should have. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, that's just the way back that I came. So I've done exactly what I said I normally do when I set out for new lands. When I establish colonies, I make sure I point back to the last island that I left in order to get here so I can always very slowly work my way home. Even without a compass, actually, since you don't have a compass to start this game. Let's see if there's anything for me to pick up here now that I am here. And it's unlikely, because I usually tend to grab all the surface resources, it's unlikely to be surface resources. There might be resources in some of these wrecks that I forgot to pick up. So let's just make a quick trip around, see if I can spot stuff. Probably not. I think I was probably pretty thorough. But since I goofed and I'm here anyway. Yeah. Got that container. I actually remember that wreck. Both of those, actually. This one has... Oh, hello. All right. We have This trip has not been in vain. I found at least one parcel of refined supplies just waiting for me. Unexpected. Let's get to shore, take a look at what's in it, and find out what other things we want to dive down and find. Sweet. How are we doing for food and water? We're okay. So we got... Alright. Another compass, cloth, wood boards. That's all good stuff. Alright. Let's quickly take a look on board this and see if there's stuff we can salvage from here. I think I've been on this one before, but you never know. All these wrecks begin to look similar. Okay, we'll go in from the top. How are we? Yep, empty. Not empty. Maybe I haven't been in these. Curious. But nothing in here with regards to barrels or anything. So if I haven't been in here, it's not a super... Those bubbles always make me think I should dig there, except there's nothing to dig with. I wonder if it's something I can use a pick on. Maybe they added something to the game since the last I played. That'd be intriguing, wouldn't it? Alright, nope, that's okay. That's okay. So let's take a look here. Are there any bubble areas cresting water where there shouldn't be? Not really super visible there. There is that wreck, though. But before I go in... Oh, hello! I do have barrels here. This is another island where I'd preserved some barrels. This is not the barrels I intended. But you know what? I don't care. It's free stuff. And I can always do with more free stuff. Let's go and take back with me a barrel and a tire. Now, the reason why this is tricky for anybody else who ever watches a stream in the future is because these can't go in your inventory. In fact, the only way to transport these is to basically stand them up on your raft and take them with you. And that's trickier. It's really hard on small rafts. You can barely... on this raft, a raft this big, I can usually only get 2, maybe 3 of those on a craft. So, just lay those out. I'll grab that. Just give myself a little bit of breathing room here. Make sure I still have access to the brake. That's good enough. Alright, these guys are heavy enough that I want them back a ways, but centered. Where's the best spot for this? Wonder if I can get away with... no. I better just put it here. Alright, gotta be careful with that. And I will attempt to take a tire back with me. So this has not been wasted at all. This has been... I can bring this stuff back for me. And this stuff's hard to transport because you keep just having to basically make trips to get it all. If you've seen any of the other videos about this game that I personally have done on YouTube, because they're not on Twitch anymore, you will find that I made many trips where I was doing juggling of quite a number of those. I want to go to that wreck over there, just to make sure there's nothing else there. Oh, look at that. We got buoy balls. Another thing you can build rafts out of, and fishing equipment, and another box. Well, this trip has actually been super productive from a resource point of view. I will also grab that flashlight, and I will grab those 2 things that I can't get both of. That's really irritating. I'm going to use this opportunity to eat some fruit, underwater I might add, because I'm super talented. I'm going to grab those resources, and I'm going to not released those yet. I will come back for those. Oh, is there another... There's another bubble thing down here. Is there another barrel? Is there another box? I mean, I don't know, but there's a shark. Run away, hide in a bush. Especially because bushes are on land and the sharks don't go there. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get our bearings here. Okay, save now, save often, but then we're going to go back to here and see how we're going to organize these boxes. See if there's anything I can collapse. Okay, you have... Okay, so I can put 2 hammers in there and save some space, and I can put the metal in there. And in this empty one, I can put the rope, and for the moment, I'm going to put the other 2 fruit and the flashlight. So I still have, right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes on the surface here. I wish I hadn't brought so many empty boxes, because now I have to transport them back, and that's a pain. But let's go get those buoy balls. Because those are one amongst the last really good resources from the underwater stuff that I'm likely to get. That was over here. Where am I going? All right. Make a sprinty sort of run through the water, swim through the water, fast swim. All right, 1. Okay, unlike the barrels and tires, do I have all 5? I only have 4. Where did the 5th go? All the way on the other side of the boat. All right. Nice to know I can always find clay. So, the buoy balls are one of the raft construction materials you can hold in your inventory, which is nice. Okay, those are going to take up 2 box slots. Yeah, throw it in there. That's fine. Let's just raise that because it's making me nervous to have that down when I'm not on board, even though I'm anchored. Okay. Last thing before we leave is I'm going to see if there are spare ficus trees that I can turn into wood. I don't think so, because I've come back here before. There's probably fruit, though. Which I don't actually need. No ficus trees. How unfortunate. Guess it takes them a while to grow back, but there is a log. Probably one I chopped down, but didn't actually get the last log out of. So let's take those with us, because we don't want to waste wood. And I can't get those barrels back right now. But I am going to make sure that these are over by the campsite so that I don't forget they're here. Come on, come on. Wah. There you go. Alright. Alright. So, oh. No, you don't either. Let's just make sure you're tucked up behind the... Don't want you floating away on me. That would be kind of annoying. All right. Those are safe. Okay. So here's where we are. We have to get all of that stuff back home. I've just saved. So let's see what we can do about making this journey. How are we doing on food and water? Kind of could do better on water, but we've got water on board and we're heading back home anyway. This is too much stuff to just hang out on the deck. It's going to weigh down the craft. Ironically, if it's in your inventory, I guess it doesn't count as weight for the boat. I find that silly, but whatever. But what that does mean is let's get a couple of these into my inventory so it's less of a problem. I'll try to be smart about this. Alright, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat the fruit, because why not? That opens up a slot, because that just fills me up anyway. Open up a slot, throw the water in there. Grab 1, 2, 3. That's as many of those as I can carry, and I've still got 1 on deck, but that's probably acceptable. I'll put that here, and I move everything else much closer to the center of the raft for balance reasons. And it also means that if we suddenly stop abruptly, they won't go flying off into the water, at least not quite as easily. I'm going to make sure that I have the compass at the ready as the thing in my hand. I am going to unhook the anchor, and I'm going to turn the ship carefully around to point, I think, at that island back there. This is the tricky bit, though, because now I have to navigate back home, and I didn't come out as straight as I thought I was going to come out, so... Come on, come on. A little bit further. Alright. Let's lock you down for the moment, and let's just pop back. Are you stuck on anything? Nope, you're floating. You're free floating. That's good. One last save of the game just before I head out in case I have to do this more than once, because that is entirely a possibility. And let's see if I can get home by, well, I mean, it's already dusk. I'm already in sunset, so... Right. Unhook the anchor. Let's make sure we're heading out. We are not, because apparently we're still caught on something. Oh, yeah, right in front of us. Trixie! Oh, we're not caught on anything right in front of us. What's going on here? Come on. Up to the surface, please. Thank you. You are not going to tell me you are too front heavy from the... no, I'm refusing to buy it. I'm just not buying it. Why are you misbehaving on me? Okay, you got me curious. This I do not understand. Why... rudder, because I don't know why I did that. That was just dumb. Here's an idea. Let off the parking brake. That'd be smart. SMRT. Alright. Downside, I can't see straight ahead of me, so that's a bit of a thing. One of the problems is if you don't balance the stuff that's on your craft, it can cause your raft to pull a little bit to the left or to the right when you don't expect it. That's why it makes transporting those big items such a pain. In fact, in some cases, I actually built onto and expanded my raft at the location the stuff was, instead of trying to drag it all home. Alright, so that's the island that I tried to sort of pass by in order to get to my target. And I think I missed the island I intended, but that does mean I think I have to hang a left here to go up that direction. And my craft is definitely pulling to one side, so I don't know how to fix that. I can pop off briefly. and reorient. Pop back on. And get back to the engine. I'm definitely going to need fuel coming up. Yeah, you can see it pulling off to the right. Oh. Not sure what's going on here. That's really pulling. Don't know why though. Like it's not really that front heavy the way I've got this laid out. All right, let's fiddle with this a little bit. Let's put you. That's a really awkward place to put you, but let's put you here. Let's put you here. Yeah. That'll do, and that'll be just close enough. That'll just buy me a moment to get my bearings on land. So from this island, where do I need to go to get back home? This is the question, and I'm going to do it without running afoul of Mr. Krabby Pants over there. So I don't really have any room for additional cargo like meat. So there's my arrow. Oh, that's not my arrow. This, no, where, that might be my arrow. That might be my arrow, and it's been disturbed by Mr. Cranky Pants, which just makes me more cranky. But let's take a bearing off of this. There is an island just visible in that direction, so let's make this, exaggerate this a little so that I'm more certain it doesn't look quite like a stick pile that I'll pick up. I think it's that one right there, and that is east-northeast. Not north-northeast, it's east-northeast. That is the way I'm heading. It is east-northeast. And hey, take a look at this, by the way. This island is actually closer to our home base, and it's got some sunken stuff that I apparently have not dug up yet. So, aside from getting the 2 barrels that remain on that island, and I may not really care all that much right away, this might be a new target to get additional underwater gear. But I am, strictly speaking, actually more after sticks than I'm after anything else. This was more of an additional retrieval thing that I've gotten myself doing. Retrieve, sails up so it doesn't race away. East-northeast it is. Come on, buddy, let's go do this. I need sticks. I need a lot of sticks. Not for the farming, because the farming more or less takes care of itself, the last little change notwithstanding. It's because I want to build that thing. And I'm drifting. That's fine. Let's just push you a little further out. Thank you. Get the sail moving so we get past these rocks. Now, east, northeast, is actually that way. So, now that we're out past this, and I'm only slightly likely to get eaten by a shark, let's do a really sharpish turn here. East, northeast. Actually, we came a little too far, but that's okay. We can correct that with sail and some turning. And we are on our way back home. Brushes with a shark notwithstanding. Alright. East, northeast, a little bit further around. Let's hope let's hope I'm heading in the right direction, because I'm about to, I think it's, that is just barely visible, but I think it's ahead of us on the horizon, so that's actually a good thing. Okay, so here we go. And by the way, this now means I had to make more fuel, because I'm now getting actually legitimately low on fuel. Okay, so you can see this is actually balancing and running better, so Here's the thing. I've already got a super long craft, but I got this big long tail that I'm sitting on here because I want both engines on my ship. And other configurations that I thought of doing just aren't very pretty to have both engines. This is kind of the nicest one I could come up with. So I'm not changing that, but... check that out. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, come on. Oh, that's a thing. That's a whole thing. Come on, get back up here. Okay. Okay, let's just put you here for the moment. Let's reef you up. What you don't want to do, by the way, when you're fiddling with this stuff, is drag the material across the boat, because then the physics engine's a little bit weird in that. Oh, where did my barrel go? Come on, what happened? Way over here. I accidentally yeeted it right off my craft, and that is a word I swore I would never use and will try never to use again. Actually, I don't really care. I'm just being a smartass. So, one of the quirks of the physics engine is if you drag stuff across the boat, it actually drags the boat with it, which is really ridiculous looking. It's funny as hell. Alright. But it does mean just lift straight up, then move, then set it down. There we go. Alright. That was less fun than it could have been. East-northeast is, I think, that island there. So let's just do this by sail for the moment until we actually get pointed in the right direction. So, by the way, that's what makes transporting these big items tough when you're on a much smaller raft, is that you get a lot more tilting, either forward and back or left and right. You just lose stuff as stuff tilts, and the water catches it a little bit. And so the point at which you really know that you've gotten somewhere in this game from a transport point of view is when you can transport like 2 barrels at the same time on the surface of a raft and not lose either one of them. Yeah. I really wish the lights from the island carried out this far. There you go. You can just see them now. On the tip and tail of the island. One in the middle. Actually, a couple in the middle once we get a little bit closer. You can see the outline of my square building in the middle, because from most sides it looks basically like just a square tower. So, eventually, when that's 3 stories tall, has a deck on top, and has like a crow's nest type thing sticking up out of it, it'll be quite the beacon to be able to watch out for as I sail past. But I'm not there yet because I need an outrageous amount of more wood. Oh, there's that rock I always get caught on. Not today, buddy. I'm gonna get caught in a completely different rock. That's right, I'm polyrockerous. Something, something. Alright. Okay, so I've got a whole pile of stuff in my inventory, and all of this stuff I think has things in it. So let's just go and deal with that first. Which I can't do with that in my hand, apparently. Let's switch to that, drop it here where I can find it. There's a few quirks in the inventory management, but you get used to them. Alright, so we have a whole metric boatload of boxes here to sort out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's one still in the ship. That one's just got a compass, so let's grab that, because my compasses are all right here, because they're like the most valuable thing in the game, bar none, because there aren't that many of them, and they're the biggest, they're the best tech that you're going to get in the entire game. Well, except for the vehicles, I suppose. That's not really fair to say. Alright, let's just grab all that and just sort it out as we go. Yeah. Although I do have, 7 of them now, and I've never lost one of these in particular, so that's not half bad. Alright. Wood planks, always useful. Metal slats, occasionally useful. I do need these hammers because I actually burned through 3 hammers building that thing. How are we doing water-wise? We're actually not bad. Okay, so those are going to generate more water for us. Cloth. Go over here because heaven knows we're going to need more bandages someday. Pick this up so I don't forget it. Oh, what am I doing? Most of the boxes are on the shore. That's empty. That contains all of our buoys. And that I need to find homes for. One of them is the flashlights. That's these guys. Do I have... Yeah, I have spare room in that one. Alright. Leather straps are in one of these. Yep. Right. Leather straps. Buoy balls. I think I have boxes of them over here. But I don't think I have room for... Oh, I do. I just have enough room. Check that action out. Nice. Alright. More things to illuminate lights and flashlights. Yes. So the problem is mostly the distance, and adding a whole pile of them to one location doesn't make them more visible at a further distance, because I guess the engine doesn't work that way. It basically says, I can't draw this thing because it's just too far away. There's no super bright beacons to compensate, and the only things that stay on at night without you holding them are those lanterns that I like carrying around. These guys here. That's why I use them like this, right? Because they're basically solar charging lanterns. You can like literally buy these at a camping store. And they're really cool, solar powered lanterns, because they don't do anything in the day, but they light up at night. And I keep one on my raft, but I use those as my beacons because you don't have to hold them and keep them on. The other thing you can do is use these guys. Now, these are pretty cool. If I can, do I have one? Yes, there we go. There we go. Pretty bright, but the problem is if I drop them, they turn off, which is great from a battery perspective, but it's less good as from a lighting up the island perspective. Things I've thought of: this clay furnace is always burning for reasons that nobody understands, because everything else you have to light. And these make great beacons. They're not any more visible from a distance than the little lanterns are, but because they're kind of a bigger patch on the sky, they're easier to see at distance. So I've often thought about building it like an extra 1 or 2 of these at the ends of the islands, just not because I need them, but because they give off a nice glow from a distance. So yeah, I'd like to get it. One of the things I'd like the devs to do at some point would be to make it so that you could actually, build a lighthouse. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I got flashlights, which are handy to have around. I just wish you could leave them on, but anyway. Except they run out of batteries. I actually kind of like that they have a special thing that doesn't work during the day and isn't designed for searching, but it's great as a location spot. Like it wasn't really that good for me walking around that island looking for stuff because it didn't project forward very far. But it is really good for what it does, like this. I wish I could get like a couple of dozen of them and create like lit paths along here. I think it would look quite lovely. But enough of me being an architect. Let's okay, so water, I didn't use any of that, so the water's still there. I'm gonna need that for combat if I get into it again with the boar. I've got my other tools on me, but I have too many empties because I have one more back here. I only want to take 5 empties. I tend to favor 5 empties with just gear in them. Yeah, that's empty too, right? So 1 empty on board. Empties with gear on them, 5 of them when I'm heading out for a colonization pass, but if I'm only bringing resources back, it's often the case that I get more boxes from the ships. And if I'm specifically going back to get stuff off of the ocean floor or in the wrecks or whatever, I may have to store them like I do the boxes on board the ships there. If I have extra boxes, I can't carry them all. So it's kind of a, what mission am I going out for? So I got one on board. I'm going to want 4 more, which means 2 of these I don't need. So I arguably don't need 3 of them. Oh, you're going to live. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, let's try that a bit again. Here we go. Drop. No, it's not gonna let me. It's a little too tight, so we're gonna do this. And then this. Wah. Okay, let's do a little nudging. Oh! Well, that was my own interface fail because I slipped on my mouse. That's alright. It doesn't really matter what happens to these. They're just empty boxes after all. Yeah, they could probably do better with an interface for this. But grabbing stuff with a mouse has always been one of those interface things in games that's weirdly necessary for a lot of games and never works out right. I've never found one that I particularly like. I would love to see this game in VR, because then I could just pick up these boxes like I would pick up a box. Well, provided it had like a double-handed grab mechanic, I suppose. Which some games do. That's fine. I can just throw this one over here. Wasting a lot of time fiddling with the position of boxes, which I'd really rather not do, but that'll do. Good enough. Good enough. I don't want to spend more time doing that. So I can clean up boxes like that off stream when I'm feeling less like I'm talking to people. The one thing on single player game is to have no one saying this is not important. That is better. Yeah, I suppose that's true. It's definitely the case. Oh, it's gotten very dark because the moon is setting and it's about to be dawn. I've worked all night. Oh well, that's life. I mean, you're right, but everybody gets something different out of games. I recommended a game to a friend of mine, actually, and I thought they would really enjoy it, and they ended up absolutely hating it. And I couldn't do anything, because it's like, these things I thought would be important to you aren't enough to compensate for the things that you thought were important that you thought were bad. And it just failed completely, and it made me sad. Not because they didn't like the game, because it's just a game. But I really enjoyed it, and they didn't. And it's like, well, there's an opportunity I can't give you with that game. That part of it makes me sad. And it's just because everybody's tastes are different, and sometimes you can't tell. Everybody thinks different things are important. Like, for me, I know this game has some barnacles on it, pun notwithstanding. It has some bad points on it. Some interface things are less than ideal. But I'm super tolerant to that because I love the surrounding game, and I think it totally makes up for it, and I just work my way around the problems. But I know a lot of people aren't like that. User interface was super important to a friend of mine. Like, he wanted the game to behave exactly as he thought it should, and he wasn't really willing to learn the gameplay. And that's not really to say that was his fault, because that's a perfectly legitimate thing if controls, for example, are a thing that you're super focused on, and that breaks the game for you. More power to you. I just couldn't predict that, and I don't have that. I'm super tolerant to games because I know how hard they are to make, and I often find there's delicious bits of gameplay in amongst stuff that's often rough. And all things considered, the number of things that are rough in this game are fairly minor, as far as I'm concerned. But of course, it's just my opinion. Anyway. That was a long ramble to basically say I agree with you, but everybody's got their own tolerance levels, so for different things. And I guess that's why some games are for some people and some games aren't. And that's okay too. Alright, so I need more fuel. Actually, I don't need more fuel, strictly speaking, because I actually have 2 cans full of fuel over there, but I'm trying to build up a reserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need This is why I keep running out of sticks. I keep using it on stuff that's not building. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the kindling, light the fire, and you do that with the left and right mouse button, so I'm clicking a lot. There we go. That'll boil into fuel, which I can then collect. But in the meantime, only grab one that's empty and go refuel while I remember to do it. You have no idea how long it took me to get that fuel still sorted out. Ah, there we go. That was great, actually. I had the fuel still itself since really, really early on in the game, and then I realized I needed potatoes, and it took me a while to find potatoes. Because apparently that's what you use to make fuel in this game. I guess because it's what's super high in natural sugars for fermentation. I would have thought you could use fruit as well, but I guess, you know, it's a game. It has rules. Just figure out what the rules are. Oh hey, apparently I've got another viewer. Hi, other viewer. Oh, that was yeah. No, that's fine. Apparently I have one additional viewer. That's great. Feel free to say hi if you like. Don't worry if you don't want to, because I'm just playing and having fun, but I'll try to look at the chat every so often to say hi if you do say hi. Okay, so what have I got here? 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to get these on board ship. 3, 4. I'm going to a place where I know I'm going underwater to gather boxes. I'm actually... Let me rethink this. I'm actually going to... leave 2 of these behind because I'm not spending... Because I know the island I'm going to doesn't have a huge number of stick resources. I'm not going to be bringing back sticks, so I don't need these to store them. It's a gamble. But if I take these 2 and the one I've got on board, it's probably enough. Because I'm not doing colonization and I'm not doing a stick run this time. Maybe next time. Oh, and I want to get these guys off of here because I'm not taking them back with me. How am I going to be able to get you stuffed in there? Just barely, maybe. Come on, get in there. Alright, I can live with that. Playing alone, you do whatever you want to do. That's true. That is true. Although, I mean, to be fair, if I'm doing a stream of it, I'd like to make sure that I'm at least being not completely boring. Which is why actually I built most of this off stream, because it was just resource gathering. It was just sort of, you know, meticulous planning of things out. It was... Some of that stuff isn't necessarily all that fun for other people to watch on stream, but it's true, when you're playing completely alone, do what you want to do, because it's a game. Relax, have fun. Right? I mean, if you're not having fun, what's the point? How am I doing on water? I'm a little low on water because it's getting a little hot. Don't want to get dehydrated, don't want to get heat stroke, because that's a nuisance. Totally full up on that. Piles of food that I've made from previous cooking binges. Alright, let's go back to the island I think I had originally attempted to land on, and because it's daytime, if I leave right now, I should be able to make it before nightfall. I got a full tank of gas, so I can get there fast. Lantern's still here, so that's good. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Am I anchored? How did I stay here? Did I not remember to unanchor? I don't know what happened there. Doesn't matter. Let's do the thing. I'm just forgetting things. That happens. I'm getting old. Don't get old. It's really terrible for your mental well-being. So it was west. No, it was east. No, west northwest on my way out. So it's that way, which means it's an island that's that direction. So I gotta reorient this again. Let's go this way. And the shark wants a piece of me. And there comes the rain, so my my crops will do okay. I don't have to refill the water. West northwest is a little bit off to my starboard side. Alright. Now, keep in mind, only 3 boxes and my lantern, and I want to make sure I leave with exactly what I came in with, or more. I don't want to lose any of this. So let's go that way, and now that I've gotten myself reoriented, and I think I see the island on the horizon, we are going to gasoline power. Here we go. Co-op games need to do what's better to be better to improve. That was a sentence you said before, the one I commented on. And, yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, when you're playing a co-op game, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I don't play a lot of co-op games where I need to make a sharpish turn here. Oh hell. That was me stepping the wrong way off the raft, which is why, by the way, you should never have the sail down and stepping off the raft. That's just extra bad hojo. Oh, that was exciting. I don't play a lot of co-op games competitively because I do find that a lot of them, you know, you get really good gamers in there. It's really hard for new people to learn how to do things and make mistakes without, frankly, getting, you know, yelled at. And I'm just not into that. It's like, why would I bother? Which is unfortunate because I played a lot of games that I started to get into, like Battlefield 2 back in the day. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Quite enjoyed Battlefield 2. I did actually play it enough that I got moderately good at it, but there came a point. I think I want to go to that one over there that my cursor's on, because that's roughly in line between the island that I came from, which is there. So I drifted sideways a bit through that one to that one. I think is where I'm aiming. Anyway, got okay at Battlefield 2, but I still have the. Jeez, this is why people who fly planes have like big long checklists so they don't screw up like that. I kind of eventually gave it up because I just wasn't getting good enough fast enough, and it's not that people yelled at me, but you're definitely not going to sort of get a regular playing group unless you've sort of, I don't know, grown up playing with them, or you find a group that's tolerant to new people and want them to get good at the game, and I have found those people too, and that's actually the one rock in the middle of the ocean, right? Where is it? Right there. Oh, actually right in front of me. Well, that's the ocean for you. I'm gonna just use this to get a little ways away first. And I'm going for that island. West northwest. Yeah, that's the one I'm going after. Yeah, and there have been some MMOs that, I didn't lose anything? No, good. I played some MMOs that I liked. I really liked playing the original Guild Wars, and the only reason I didn't get into Guild Wars 2 is just lack of time at the time, and then lack of a person to sort of join with me, because going into it solo really wasn't my thing. I should have found a friend or two that was into it. And anyway, quite like that. I did World of Warcraft for a while. You know, there are those things. Lately, though, I've erred on the side of there are a lot of islands back here. Interesting. Alright. Not turning sharp enough, so I'm just gonna sail my way in. These days I've been playing less of that style of a co-op game and more things like Raft, for example, where it's sort of like this but multiplayer and all you're building is on the rafts instead of on the islands. Or we need to go deeper because it's goofy and silly and fun. Or Monaco for the same reason because it's sort of like, you know, Keystone Cops. It's It makes me laugh. It's a lot of fun to play with friendly members. I've been playing Phasmophobia a lot yet. No, not the PvP part. I've been playing Phasmophobia a fair bit because I just love the premise for a game. Taking something that's pretty goofy in real life and turning it into like a sort of a horror suspense detective thing. And again, I really appreciate the fact that it's a really small team that's done a really amazing job on it. I played a little Among Us. It's less of my style of game because of the deception factor isn't super big for me, but I really appreciate what they did with it. Like, that's a top-notch sort of that style of game. Yeah, so I tend to go for more cooperative stuff these days. Maybe cooperative stuff with a defector if it has that kind of mechanic. Some board games have that sort of thing. One or two, like Among Us as a game, has that sort of thing. But I don't do MMOs much anymore. That's alright. Teach their own. I know a lot of people who really love them, and I was into it for a while. That being said, not quite in the MMO style, but as a multiplayer thing, done some Baldur's Gate. I think once they get, it's going to be a year before they get the kinks worked out of the game because it's early access. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I enjoy the fantasy element to that. Is this where I wanted to go? I mean, I think so because I do have. Yes, it is. This is where I originally started out 2 hours ago, and failed to get back to. And the reason I know this is because the arrow is over and off to the facing the beach. It's off to the right here. So I have been here before, and not only that, I've been here before a couple of hours ago. And there are the barrels that I was going to take with me. So one of the things I want to do is make sure that I get a couple of these on board my ship in preparation for transport. I actually played on Tabletop Simulator last night, a game of board game of what was it called? Dead of Winter, sort of a zombie survival horror compound thing, but it's all co-op, which is fun. And for those who haven't done co-op board games, I highly recommend it. It takes some of the pressure with, I mean, unless you have jerks for partners, for gaming partners, it takes some of the pressure off of being competitive. And the only thing that makes that slightly more than just sort of purely you against the board game is occasionally you can't have a defector. They have a defector mechanic in it, which means somebody is secretly working against you at least part of the time, but not always. And so that it keeps things at least a little bit interesting. But I like the game. It's got the right mix for me of not super competitive, mostly cooperative helping. That was a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed that. I haven't enjoyed a board game that much in a while. Betrayal at House on the Hill is another fantastic one for that. Again, there's often it's not a defector, but partway through the game, somebody gets taken over effectively by the big evil. This happens, I think, pretty much in every scenario that's part of the game. And that's okay because, I mean, as long as you know going into it that could happen to somebody, then that's just part of the game. But for the first half of the game, everybody's working cooperatively, and for the second half of the game, everybody but the bad guy is working cooperatively. And as long as the person who becomes the big bad evil is sort of capable of handling that role. Check that out, Tires. It plays well. It plays quite well. Very replayable too, with lots of different scenarios. Come on, nothing in here, nothing in there. Okay. Oh, but quite a few things in here, so we're going to grab those. Okay, so anything in the back here? No. So what that means is that the things that we could get away with, that we can take away with us, are these tires. So not only did we have the barrels, but we have these tires as well. That's cool. I'm not going to be able to transport these back right away, but let's get them to shore so they don't wash away. Yeah, Betrayal's a lot of fun. I like building the haunted environment or whatever as you go to the haunted mansion. Ooh, gotta avoid that. Getting all the spooky items and tomes of lore and so on and so forth to help you battle evil, and then deal with the fact that somebody you've been helping out is going to be against you shortly. Some good purely cooperative games out there too that can be kind of fun. A couple of which should spring to mind, and they don't. Of course, sometimes a good competitive game like... I don't know why I'm talking about board games, but there you go. Oh, jeez, almost did that again. Not want to get poisoned. I have a Subnautica. I have it. I have played through sort of the opening scenario. Spoilers, very early on. Something dear and important goes boom. Fairly early on, that sort of sets the stage, aside from the initial crash landing, I mean. And I've gotten that far, and then I put it down, and I shouldn't have, because... Now, where are the tires? One of them's over here. And then I put it down, and I think it's partly because it was so open world that the resource collecting was... Actually, it wasn't any worse than this, but it was in much more exotic locales, and I guess it didn't grip me right away, which is weird because it has a sort of underwater sci-fi vibe that should sort of grab me. Did I get all three? I got all three. Sweet. Let's leave these... Actually, I'll transport these back to the tent. But, that being said, I want to get back into it because it should be the kind of game that grabs me, and I think the reason is I sort of ran out of time to really sort of dig deep into doing the resource management I needed to get started. It sort of has a less familiar and in some ways longer startup time in this game, at least I found. But I was getting pretty good. I was enjoying it. I was starting to explore biomes that I could only get to with some actual equipment. To help me, get further and breathe longer and that sort of thing. And I think that's where it starts to get... Oops, what am I coming all the way back here for? That was a bit daft of me. So I will eventually play it, and I will probably eventually finish it, just like I want to finish this game. The short answer is I put it down for bad reasons, and I should pick it up again and play it because it looks like a good game, and it was proving to be a very good game. Another game that I like that's sort of in the exploration... Wow, I'm running out of light. Exploration genre that I absolutely adore, and I've not only completed, but I keep going back into just to hang out, is Outer Wilds. And I haven't done any videos. I haven't done any playthrough videos on it because I finished it before I started doing playthroughs, just before actually, and I'm sad about that. Because Outer Wilds, as a sort of a space archaeological kind of game, with this totally buried and dripping with story, with a really fun art style. I don't know. I just adore it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I absolutely adore it. Everything about it is story. Don't read up on it if you have any intention of ever playing it. If you read reviews, try to find spoiler-free ones because it is literally the only thing about it is story. And so any admission to the story in terms of reviews and the like are actually, in my opinion, a bad thing. But that makes it hard to understand whether or not you're really going to enjoy it before seeing it. That's the paradox, right? Um, um, I absolutely loved it, and if I could erase that part of my brain just to be able to go play it again, I would. But I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. That was actually the game I recommended to a friend who really, really didn't like it, and for reasons I think are not ones I would have given and have a hard time accepting, except that I don't have any choice, because that's how he reacted, and so that's really nothing more I can do about that. But anyway. Okay, so I got the underwater stuff from that wreck, plus all the tires and barrels. I can't really do anything in the nighttime, but I don't want to head back this evening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stash the stuff that I've collected in the boxes, go to sleep, wake up, and do a little bit more wreck diving before heading home. Right, there we go. Right, what can I do in the evening? I don't really need to collect more stuff for rope and water. I've kind of got an outrageous amount of that, and I'm not using a lot of rope just now. Kind of feels a little bit excessive to gather that, but I do need to see if I can gather more sticks, which might be difficult because I don't want to chop down too many trees because it kind of ruins the landscape. But Ficus trees are another matter because I think they grow back way faster than the palm trees. Not fast enough though, because I have been here before. How many palm trees do I have on this island? Can I risk cutting down another one without it sort of ruining the feel of the island? I could probably take down one of these two. Not super tall, though. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to save that for after I've done my diving. So, what do we got in terms of water? We're kind of down on water, and we didn't bring fruit. But we did recover my old jar of water unexpectedly. It's late. Already seen one stream of this. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. Thanks for stopping by and getting me talking, because that's great. It's fun having people to chat to in the thread. I hope you have a good sleep, and yeah, come by anytime you like. This obviously isn't the only game I stream, so if you happen to see something, feel free. Lots of other good streamers out there too. Let's get some water. And let's take a couple of slurps of that. And let's put that back, because I don't want to lose track of it. And I will drop off some of those. And crabs ate my feet, because, you know, that kind of thing happens. So let's save and sleep. And we're going to go and do another run of wreck diving in the morning. After dawn rolls around, which will be a little bit. I can risk eating one coconut every so often, and in order to extend my supplies, I should do that. Because eat any more of those. Got lots of those at home. I'm not going to eat another one because I risk making myself ill. Alright, so let's quickly go and see if we can spot our next target. So we're looking for places where there are legitimately wrecks, and that's likely our target there. Or there are bubbles coming up off the surface, and in that case that sports both. So another water disturbance over there. Maybe we'll go after that one first, if that's a legitimate water bubble displacement, because it's harder to spot. Yeah. Also riskier because sharks, but can we see in the near pitch darkness before dawn rolls around? Not a lot. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until we're gonna wait until dawn, and that's gonna be a moment because the sun is just setting. So rather than risk getting eaten, let's boogie for, whoa, there we go, for shore. We'll just wait on shore. And actually, because we could be doing this quite a bit, let's race around here. So that is going to be, I can just see it poking up over the water there. So it's at the end of this spit. That's fine. And that's a word I've been looking for a while. The end of the spit. Keep calling it by wrong words in previous streams. Oh, you were talking about Outer Wilds. Yeah. Yeah, it's I am only slightly embarrassed to admit I have watched more Outer Wilds than most television shows, actually. Various people going through the entire game or good chunks of it, just to see how everybody approaches and explores it. And aside from my friend who didn't like it, almost all of them universally liked large aspects of it, and very many of them loved all of it. And it's just such a gem of a game. It's so rare. As long as you're sort of into the sort of story heavy stuff where the story literally is the point. Okay, it's going to take me a little bit to explore. Which is why I tell people to play it for themselves if they haven't seen any of it already, because it's a thing to experience, and it's a shame. It's a joy to get through it, but it's a shame when it's over. It's just that's kind of the consequence of that kind of game. A little bit like Myst, I guess, in that sense, except I was more fond of Outer Wilds than of Myst. I am not finding a lot on here, which is really suspicious. Here we go. Tab to open. There's nothing in that container. Must be a lower hold. It's going to be tricky to get into since I don't have diving gear, but I will try. Anyway, yeah, no, I really, oh, jeez, good God, hammerhead shark. Come on, we're going down to the lower hold. There does appear to be something down here, but is there a way in? Yes. Watch my air. Oh, you rat bastard shark. Don't like you. There we go. We're in-ish. I don't know what this has gotten us, though. Except a lack of breathable air. Like, this is weird. I've never been in something this deep that has had literally... Alright, gotta get out. Oh, that is not the way out. That is the way out, and I gotta book it. Interesting. Well, I have lost my primary viewer, and I am sad. What for? Oh, hello. Can I... I have not done this in a while. Let's see if there's anything down here. No, this is just leading off into the shelf, and I don't think there's a legitimate bottom. So that's fine, but what that means is I'm going to go back up to the surface and take another run at this. So I lost my one viewer, and thank you so much for stopping by the... Oh, God. God, I hate that guy. At least he's not biting me. That's worse. Wonder if maybe I have to crack that open somehow, like with a pick. That would be a new mechanic, though, that I'm not yet familiar with. And that's where I should probably reload the game. Because I just got poisoned and I haven't made any progress of any kind. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna hit the quit thing before we die. A horrible, painful, lacking of air death. All right, so 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's actually pretty good for a stream. Thank you so much for joining me on this. This has been a fun little romp. I will continue to play some of this offline in order to just gather resources, because that's not all that interesting to show on the display. But I hope you enjoyed seeing a little snapshot, a slice of life of some of the stuff I do in this game. There is a story to some of this that I haven't really touched on other than the survival mode, but that requires a level of searching that I need to gear up for. And I will do it, and I'll do it live on stream. In the meantime, though, I'm building up that lodge back on my main island. That's currently my focus, and when I get that built to my satisfaction, which will probably take another week of me goofing off behind the scenes, I'll show that to you, and then we can start in earnest focusing our resources on the primary story. Thank you so much for joining me on this stream. I may do another one a little later this afternoon. I'm going to grab myself a snack or something and some liquid, and we'll see where the afternoon takes us. Thanks so much for watching. This is Codeweaver. I'll see you in the next stream.